What is up, y'all? I was chatting with a friend yesterday about exercising and working out and that kind of stuff, and it just led me to quickly want to share something with you just about why I'm so passionate about exercise and working out. And the reason is um, whether or not you achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve in your life is always going to come down to what's going on in your head, to what you're telling yourself, to what you feel your limiting beliefs are, and just how you're wired in that sense. And a good example of this is how the most successful coaches on the planet can coach a athlete the same way they can coach one of the a successful entrepreneur or a musician or any different field of area that someone's trying to improve their success in. And it's not because they are familiar with all these different areas. It's because they're not changing how someone sings or how they dunk or how they build a business. They're changing the way that they think. And for me, understanding that the mind and the body are connected, it's very interesting, and it's very important for everyone to know, because if you're not taking care of your head, then you're going to affect your body, and if you're not taking care of your body, then your head's going to get sick. So I don't do it for the physical results of it. I mean, that's definitely a bonus in terms of building confidence and looking better and feeling better and having more energy, but it's very important to me for the specific reason of what it does to me mentally. I think the way that we control our physiology is extremely important. It's one of the first things that I consider when, if I'm not feeling right, can be what kind of state am I in physically. And if you look at someone who might be depressed or have some stuff going on, and if you look at the physiology of this person, where if they are kind of hunched in and they're not breathing right, or if they spend a lot of time in bed or laying down, and also the reason if someone may have experience a lot of negative thinking and that kind of stuff when they are first thing in the morning when they're in bed, or before bed, or before going to bed as well. And if you want to be the opposite or feel the opposite of how those feelings feel of being depressed, and you have to do the opposite types of things. So keeping your chest open and breathing right and breathing deeply and giving yourself the oxygen. I mean, that's a huge problem with anxiety, is people aren't giving themselves simply the oxygen that they need in their bodies. And also moving your body. So if you're just kind of stagnant and you're just sitting in one place all the time, then your body needs to move, and you need to allow the chemicals in your body and the fluids in your body to move, including in your brain, to let those connections fire. So I think it's extremely important that this is something we consider. It's one of the reasons why I talk a lot about, in my book as well, like the important fundamentals, which are, what are you eating, and are you sleeping right, and are you exercising? Because you can have a problem. It's very easy to get diagnosed and say that you have a mental illness or something in that sense, but what if you were to try and change these things, or look at these areas of your life and see if that has anything to do with it? There's still a good possibility this isn't the cure-all, but I prefer the process of elimination over just jumping to conclusions and going to a doctor and getting labeled for something without actually knowing. It's not always going to be the cure, but it always will help for sure. And I just kind of rather go that route. I think for us as human beings and our ancestors, we're not built to sit in front of a computer for 10 hours a day. We're built to move, and we got to get out and we got to get our bodies moving. And I think that just has such a powerful effect on what's happening with our brain as well. So that's really why it's so important to me, is because I know what it does to my head, as opposed to just doing it for physical reasons. And I can feel it mentally just as much as I can physically. So it's a great place to start if you're dealing kind of with any issues in that sense, and just, you'll be surprised. Now, the only thing is that you need to consider you can't do it for a week and then expect these results. So you will feel better instantly, but to really get in the groove and create the habit, these things take a little bit of time. So, promise yourself 3 months of going to a gym. And it doesn't even have to be going to the gym. I mean, you don't have to lift 100-pound dumbbells to produce dopamine. You can hike, you can go for walks, spend time in nature, or play a sport that you really like to play. So there's a lot of things that you can do in that sense. But I just think it's extremely important for people's health to exercise, and for mental reasons, not just physical. So yeah, that's kind of the main reason. It's just very important to understand that mind and body connection, that if you're not taking care of one, then the other is going to suffer from it. And that goes both ways. So you just really want to take care of your body for the right reasons, and same with your mind, and both, it's going to pay off in dividends. So anyways, that's all I got. I'll talk to you later. Peace.